Strength Warehouse presents Go Heavy or Go Home podcast. I am your host, Nate Boley. In this podcast, we talk about strength, fitness, nutrition, and all things Strength Warehouse related. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I think this is episode 35. We're going to talk about some mobility. I got Coach Mike here. And go ahead and introduce yourself again.
Yep, hey, it's me, Coach Mike again. You may remember me from such morning classes as this morning.
The 6 a.m.
That's right.
Coach, and you might see him in on-ramps and one-on-one PT sessions. And he's done a couple of nutrition stuff.
Yeah, soon enough, if you sign the right paper, you'll be seeing me in the mobility class.
That's right. So let's talk about that. What does that look like?
Yeah, so coming up here, starting November 2nd, we have a mobility course we're running. It's called the Total Mobility Transformation. Really, it's just a look at the whole body and all the different shapes we take in the gym and outside of the gym, and trying to clean them up, improve range of motion, make people a little bit more resilient to potential injuries, just get people moving again.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And especially if you're specifically strength training in the same movements all the time. A lot of times you get just like super tight and you can't reach a range of motion, and that's where injuries can really start to have a risk, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And just getting people in some of the different positions we're doing. Day one starts with looking at the overhead position, and although we're not regularly pressing heavy overhead, we do get in that position pretty often, and improve your overhead position, you're probably going to improve your bench a little
100%,
bit. 100%,
so yeah.
Trying to make some of these ranges available again to some of these folks that maybe getting older, maybe have some old sports injuries, and just a reason why maybe they're just not getting in those positions anymore. And so we want to restore that and allow people to feel a little better throughout the day and just move better in general.
Yeah, that's awesome. Plus you get some more blood flow and all that type of stuff. But yeah, if you don't regularly put your hands over your head, the likelihood of you being able to get in that position is not very good. And then we're going to ask you sometimes to start lifting in that position, which is definitely not good. If you can't even get in the position, then you start lifting weights in it, you're going to find yourself not feeling very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Quickly. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're compensating, which is going to cause some other problem, and now you're riddled with more than one issue going on that we have to solve.
Just fixing the one, now you have potentially multiple. And then people don't realize that, and then all of a sudden they've got multiple injuries, and then they're like, I just got to give up whatever I'm doing.
Better quit.
Yeah, better quit. And that's, a big thing that happens in life. People just say, hey, this hurts, this is hard, whatever. And it doesn't matter if it's fitness or whatever. They just start saying, I can't do that.
Yeah. Instead of, figuring out maybe what the problem is, that's causing that limit there. I think we've all been kind of conditioned on some level that, hey, if it hurts, don't do it.
Yeah.
When realistically, if it hurts, maybe finding out why and moving around and potentially through some of that can help solve that problem.
Yeah. I talk about that all the time. It's like, hey, we still have the rest of our body to work out, or whatever. We can totally work around even a potentially really serious injury. I've broke my foot. I've had knee surgery. Still doing stuff, around what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to be doing any squatting or deadlifting, at least really heavy with a boot on. But
right.
I still did some stuff, single leg.
Yeah, you're getting the foot up on an extra bench and still hitting some bench press.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah,
making it happen.
There's ways to work around it. So being able to just say, hey, what's going on, have somebody looking at it, and showing you from an outside perspective is really huge. Obviously, that's why we have our coaches and love what we do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And this course is something that's kind of special about this course is this isn't just come into the gym, we're going to tell you what to do, and you go home and don't have to think about it anymore. We're going to be showing everybody in this course, how you can do some quick fire assessments, before you start working. That can help determine maybe the style of mobility or the mobility work you're going to need.
Yeah.
We're also going to be dabbling in on hitting some of the smaller areas that get forgotten about, hitting some toes and some feet and neck and
the toe yoga.
That's right, going to do some toe yoga potentially there.
Have you watched that video?
I have.
And is it good?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Toe yoga from Kabuki Strength is what we're talking about. But it's really, most people don't do anything with their feet.
Yeah.
Right? They just put them in a shoe and then walk with them. They don't move them around, stretch them out.
most of those shoes are probably too narrow, and so
Yeah.
their feet are getting all scrunched,
Yep.
and we got to spread those feet out and
Then
get those
over
working
time,
again.
you get like, what are they bunions? Is that what they call them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You get the
Or
bunions.
Toes are all moved in, and that sounds really terrible. Yeah, so you want to be able to make sure your toes are up to date on their yoga for sure.
Yeah. So we're on top of all the mobility side. We're not going to neglect the strength piece. We're still going to get people in, the same positions that we're working throughout that specific day, and we're going to hit a strength component there, just so people can kind of put 2 and 2 together and figure out how it really applies. How does my mobility feel before I test, or when I test, and then once I do some work, how does it feel afterwards? And is that, do they feel prepared to go and then do some work from there?
That's cool.
We're going to include daily, not daily, I suppose. We'll go over it each day we're there, but it's more of a weekly or bi-weekly life habit.
Okay.
Just things like getting out and getting some more walking in.
Cool.
Getting valuable nutrients in with your fruits and vegetables,
Yeah.
trying to hit a certain number per day. And
That's awesome.
there's going to be a few other ones that we go along with just to help maybe improve everybody's life in some capacity
That's
outside
great.
the gym.
Yeah, so it's mobile, and mobility will help you outside the gym as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lifestyle and mobility. That's really cool. I like that. So you think like during that week, the start of the week, you'll have the tip or whatever, the
Yeah.
outside tip, and then try to see who's done it on the last day, the Thursday.
Yeah, and we're going to have, somewhat of a metric for them to check out, like, are you, doing well at this already and didn't know it, or are you not doing it at all?
Yeah, yeah.
I think one of our things we're going to look at is just getting up and down off the ground.
Yeah, that's
it's
tough.
a pretty simple task that can be a lot more challenging than some people think. And
100%.
So just having people find out, can you get up and down without assistance? If you
Especially-
can't, well, guess what? We know what we need to work on.
Yeah, exactly. Especially trying to get off the ground if you don't have any hands.
Yeah.
Or arms.
Absolutely. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Absolutely.
But as we get older, it's so important.
100%. Yeah, 100%. You fall off the bed or whatever, and then you can't get off the ground.
I don't want to push the life alert thing.
Right?
We don't
I
want
don't even have one of those things. I guess I got my cell phone, but life alert. Call somebody. Who is this class? Who's this class for?
So this is really for anybody. This is beginners, intermediate, advanced, anybody that moves their body at all,
Okay.
or maybe doesn't move it as much as they should.
Yeah.
People can come into this class with a bunch of lifting experience or none at all,
Yeah.
or people that don't even necessarily lift.
Yeah.
Their mobility is just as important, and it's probably lacking just like everybody else due to the fact that they don't lift.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's really for anybody that just feels like maybe they don't move like they used to, and
Okay.
they want to restore some of that.
And you don't have to be a member to do this.
Correct.
Yeah.
You do not have to be a member.
Yeah, you just
It's
sign
not
up
saying
for
you
this.
won't want to be afterwards. You might.
You
but
probably will. You probably will, but it doesn't matter. Even if you don't want to, that's totally fine. We'll help you out in this course and get you all mobile and get some life stuff in there, some life hacks for you. What do you think? If you are a member, is this a good class to take after you've done like a class?
Yeah, you could do it after a class. You may, on some days, want to just dial it back because some of the mobility stuff can be surprisingly taxing.
Yeah.
You're not going to be breathing super heavy, but you might feel a little bit worn out.
Okay.
Especially when we're hitting some of the soft tissue stuff. Rolling on lacrosse balls or foam rollers like that. You're basically getting a big massage.
Yeah.
So it can be a little taxing at times.
For sure. Get all those. All the toxins from your muscles released in
Absolutely.
the blood, they feel like garbage.
Yeah, just breaking it all up and moving it back into a good spot. It might be challenging for some at first, but people could hit a class and then go right into it.
Yeah.
But it's also designed to where they can learn how to approach a class before they get it started.
Cool.
How they can look at their mobility before they squat on Monday mornings.
Yeah.
Do a quick assessment and find something that needs work on themselves.
Cool.
So.
And then they can work on that while they're getting warmed up.
Yep, and know what mobility is going to be more beneficial for pre-workout as opposed to post-workout.
That's cool.
Just so that way they're not doing these big long static stretches that potentially could reduce some performance.
Yeah.
They're worrying more about some joint mobilizations and some soft tissue work just to get into the positions they're trying to get into.
Sure. Yeah, that's changed in the past 10-ish years, where they used to just do a lot of static stretching before a lift, and now they're finding out that that's not always optimal.
Yeah.
It's not like it's super bad. I guess it could potentially be bad if you stretch it too much and then it wants to tear or something. But I think the biggest thing is just the lack of the actual performance of the muscle.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of, it takes a toll in the sense, it takes away from performance a little bit. So you may not be able to push as hard or push as much weight as you're trying to push that day.
Yeah.
So, although, there's the flip side of it too, that it might allow you to move better and feel better when you're moving. So there is kind of a plus side to it either way.
Yeah.
But
more like dynamic warm-ups is more ideal.
Yeah.
Before a workout.
Yeah,
You're still
restoring range.
Yeah, you're still stretching it, working it out, and restoring the range. You're just not statically holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a cold muscle.
Yeah.
We want to get some heat to the muscles, get some blood flow, restore some range of motion, prep for the movement, hitting some type of motor pattern that simulates what we're about to do. It's generally a good way to go about it.
Cool. So what days and times are these mobility courses?
So we're going to be doing this Tuesday, Thursday mornings at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Right after our morning conditioning classes on Tuesday, Thursday.
Cool. And they're an hour?
They are an hour long. Yeah.
Nice. And it's 8 weeks.
8 weeks long.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So twice a week for 8 weeks. We're going to be able to hit everything at least once or twice there.
Cool.
At least all the different positions that we have planned out for it. So we'll get to see some things more than once there.
Cool. You can kind of see from the beginning to the end maybe how your performance has gotten better, or like your mobility's gotten better.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, even on day one, we'll see some improvements from people from start of class to finish class. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, granted, it is still something that they're going to have to work to maintain, but
sure. These are another one of those things. It's like mobility. You don't just get it once and then you're good, right? It's constant. You got to constantly work on it, just like everything else in life. You don't reach a destination and then it's over.
That's right. And this course will be good to help create a little daily habit of just a little bit of mobility work. It doesn't have to be everything, just a little something.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
What's in the mobility kit? If you sign up early and for the whole thing, you get a free mobility kit. We're going to have them available for people to buy if they sign up later on. It'll take us a week to get it, but what's it going to entail? Yeah,
so we're going to include in there a full set of bands, all the different bands you're going to need for this course and to do any of the mobility stuff you're going to want to do, or anything that we're going to show. It's going to come with I think 3 lacrosse balls we have in there, so we're going to show people how to put together 2 of them and tape them together like a peanut, so that way they can use that for quite a few different movements. And then we have just the regular lacrosse ball, and
those are terrible.
They are awful. They're a very bittersweet friendship there.
Yes.
But it's everything you need in one small bag to be able to accomplish what you need to for your body before training.
Yeah. Do the course and also get some mobility in before you start whatever you're doing, or on your weekends.
Yeah, and then you have the bag with you. You have the tools with you, so there's no reason why you can't knock some of it out at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. So is there going to be any type of like homework outside of these classes, or just inside the class?
There's going to be some guidance for outside of the class. It's more going to be tied to those daily habits.
Cool.
The mobility side of things, we're going to be giving general recommendations, just based on, if you're coming in for a specific day in the gym, if you're coming in for bench day, give some general recommendations on what you could do before the group warm-up starts.
Cool.
Just some level of guidance there, so that way people feel like they can immediately start applying this to their own workout routines.
Nice. That's awesome. And so you also do one-on-one mobility sessions as well.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. That can be outside of the scope of this course, right? So it doesn't have to be that specific time. And so you've done several with lots of our members and seen tremendous improvements.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of people get out of some pains and
that's cool.
Getting into some new positions they haven't been in a while.
Yeah. One specifically, I think a member, Owen, he had some really bad back problems.
Yeah.
And shoulder problems, if I'm correct, and especially his back problems were when he was deadlifting for the most part. And how is his deadlift looking now? Is it?
It cleaned up quite a bit.
Yeah.
He was finally able to get himself into a better position in the bottom when he's grabbing a hold of the bar. Used to be pretty rounded and have to really force himself into a better, straighter back position. And he's able to brace easier at the top now, get a hold of that bar while keeping a better back position and really pulling himself into the bottom.
That's awesome.
Ready to rip it off the ground and feeling better about it too.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't seem like he's forcing it quite as much.
That's good. I know he was definitely doing that for a while, and I was a little. I was definitely a little nervous.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
We noticed some things with his hip too, you know, and that was we were seeing a lot of it get exposed when he did the Olympic weightlifting course that we ran here.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so being able to really clean that up and help the bottom position of his clean or his front squat, you know, that made a huge difference.
That was a cool course. Maybe we should bring that one back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, kind of run maybe mobility and then weightlifting.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Let's teach some more Olympic lifting. It's fun.
Yeah. We don't do a lot of that in our actual classes, which we haven't for a while. I think there were some cleans in there for a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, it's mostly just the other big 3 lifts.
Yeah. On the conditioning days, we'll see some, you know, dumbbell cleans or something like that. But it's a little challenging to teach that in a morning class if somebody's never done it.
For sure.
You know, got to definitely scale that quite a bit, modify it.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice. Well, do you have anything else you want to let the listeners know about the mobility course?
Just I hope to see all your shining, smiley faces there.
Right.
You know, if you're curious at all, if you even have a little bit of thought that you should do it, you know, come on down, give us a call, ask some questions. You know, I'd love to get you in there because I know, you know, if you're feeling any type of discomfort, you know, and throughout your day when it comes to movement, if you have a job where you're sitting at a desk a lot or you're in the car a lot, this might be just what you need just to feel that much better.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
It would be great.
Since my career now is mostly sitting down at the computer, I've noticed my mobility is definitely, I have to work on it way harder.
Sure.
Because I'm not moving around. I'm not, you know, all that type of stuff as much as I was, getting up and down off the ground, bending over, blah, 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 blah. So I know I unfortunately will not be able to make Thursdays, but I think that I'm going to try to make Tuesdays at least, as much as I can, just to see what I can get out of it.
That would be awesome.
Because I need to get more mobile for sure. Especially my overhead is terrible right now.
Yeah, you know, if you move better, you'll lift better and you'll feel better. And
Absolutely.
Everything good comes from it.
Everything good comes from it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, man. Well, thanks for being on the podcast again today. And
thanks for having me.
let's chat after the mobility course and kind of see how it all went. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks for joining us on this epic journey of strength. If you liked this episode, please leave us a review and share with a friend. To stay connected, hit that subscribe button. All right, until next time, go heavy or go home.